Que la que YouTube? This is your boy FCG Sports bringing you another video, and we're gonna talk about records again. AFC West records, to be more exact. Like the previous video, I'm gonna show you from the team that I think is gonna be last in the division all the way to the team that I think is gonna be first. This is gonna be the toughest division in the AFC, in my opinion. It's gonna be tough. The teams are pretty good, most of them. And yeah, let's get going. Okay, so the Raiders. I think they're gonna be the worst team in the division. Again, it's a tough division all around. They crossed the AFC North, which is like another good division. So they start on Monday night against the Rams. I think the Rams are legit this year. They can implode, but I think they're gonna be legit. So I have them losing the first 3 games. Denver's still tough. Miami, I think the Raiders can be better than Miami, but going to Miami, have them taking the loss. Then they come home to Cleveland. I think they will beat Cleveland. It's not that Cleveland's this horrible team like years past, but Cleveland has to come to the black hole. I think the Raiders are going to take care of them. Chargers are the best team in that division, in my opinion. You will see later. I don't think the Raiders have a chance against them. So another loss. A lot of people might be surprised about this. Seattle, I think Seattle will struggle this year, and then Seattle has to come to the Raiders. I think Chucky will have them ready. Then they have a bye. Then they go have the Colts at home. They should win that one. The Colts, I think they're improved, having luck and all that, but coming off a bye, I think and going at home. I think the Raiders should take that one. San Francisco, I think San Francisco is a little bit better, and then at San Fran, hopefully the fans behave, both fan base, but I think they will lose that one. And then I have them in a tough stretch. They have the Chargers again, loss. Cardinals, at the Cardinals, I think they're losing that one. At the Ravens, I don't think that they're gonna win against the Ravens. The Chiefs, like I said last video, I think the Chiefs are a boom or bust team. I have them a little bit better, and I'll explain that later. So I have them losing to the Chiefs, beating the Steelers. This is fun. A lot of people are like, whoa, they're beating the Steelers. This is why the Steelers are a different team when they're on the road. They're going cross country on Sunday night. I think the Raiders will be motivated. They want to show on a big stage that they can beat the Steelers. I think they will win. Bengals, they will lose. I think they're going back across country. I don't think they're beating the Bengals. Surprisingly, I know for some people that might be they're beating the Broncos. I think they're at home. I think they divisional opponents. I think they'll beat the Broncos, and losing to the Chiefs at Kansas City. I have them 5 wins. Can they be better? Sure. Let me see. They could take the game in Miami. Let me see what else. It's hard. 49ers, maybe. That's 2 wins. And the Cardinals might not be as great. And then, like I said, the boom and bust Chiefs. So maybe 3 more, maybe 4. So that's just a big differential. We'll see. I mean, Gruden was a special coach back then. We'll see now. I mean, it's been a while. He's been out for a while. Out of the league. So I think the Raiders potentially could be good. But no Khalil Mack. And they really didn't bring that much, They lost Crabtree. I know they brought Brian, but Crabtree had a repertoire with Carr. And I know they also have Nelson, but Nelson gets nicked every year, and he's older. So, like I said, I think they're gonna win 5 games. Ceiling maybe 8. But yeah, that's the record for them. Now, in 3rd place, I have the Broncos. I mean, Broncos were a pretty bad team last year. They have a major improvement. Keenan. I don't think Keenan is like, oh my god, this awesome quarterback. But, I mean, last year, what they had? Osweiler, Simeon. I think Lynch might have played for 1 or 2 games. They had a bad QB all-around room. So I think Keenan brings some stability. I think he's definitely going to be better than last year. But the O-line is what kills me with Denver, right? That O-line is not great. It's average at best on a good day. So I don't think Denver O-line will if they had a decent O-line, I think they would be contending for maybe the Super Bowl. But thinking O-line is a little bit less, and that defense is not as good. So I think they'll beat Seattle at Denver. I think they should win that one, and they should beat the Raiders. The first loss will come at the Ravens because they're going cross country. I don't think they beat the Ravens at M&T Bank. I think it's a tough place to play. I think the Broncos, that's gonna be their first loss. The Chiefs, I think they'll beat the Chiefs at home. They can beat the Chiefs. Like I said before, she's the boomer bust team. They should beat the Jets. Losing to the Rams, I really like the Rams this year. They look like a special team. Even though Donald's not back, but even without Donald, they're pretty good. Cardinals, yeah. The only reason I have them losing to the Cardinals is because it's a Thursday night on the road. Thursday nights are hard for the road team. So I think the Cardinals will beat them in that one. The Chiefs, at the Chiefs, I think they will lose that. So basically they have a rough stretch, right? They have 4 losses in a row. Texans, I think the Texans will be good. So I have them losing to the Texans. Then going to the bye, and usually I like teams after the bye, but going to the Chargers, yeah, I don't think they're beating the Chargers at LA, no. Then, again, might be surprised at having the Steelers losing to the Broncos, but Steelers going to the Denver, again, they're a different team on the road, and the Steelers defense is not the greatest. So I think the Broncos' weakness, which is that O-line, should hold enough for Keenan to do just enough for them to win that game. They should beat the Bengals at the Bengals. The Bengals, I don't think it's going to be a good team if you saw my previous video. 49ers, yeah, I don't think they're beating the 49ers. I'm sorry. I think they are beating the 49ers. Even though if it is in San Francisco, I think they're beating them. The Browns at the Broncos, yeah, they're not losing to the Browns at Denver. Then I have them losing at the Raiders. It's a divisional opponent, and it's on a row. I think they're gonna lose that one, and they're losing against the Chargers again. I think the Chargers is the best team in this division. It's not to say that they're not gonna be good. It's just I think the other team is just gonna be just a little bit better. So the record for the Broncos, 8-8. Could they be better? Sure. I think they can take a W. Maybe at the Cardinals on that Thursday night. Maybe they can sweep the Raiders. It's a division, so maybe they can split with the Chargers. I actually don't think that much more of a ceiling. Maybe an extra win. I don't think more than 9 wins is gonna be Denver's record. I think actually 8-8 is pretty good. I think they might be 7-9, but let's call it 8-8. I think that's a big improvement from last year, and I think a lot will be because of Keenan. So the Chiefs, and the Chiefs will have a pretty good record, I think. And hear me out. I think the Chiefs are gonna be just a little bit better than last year. I think last year was their, well, actually around the same. And it's because Pat Mahomes, he has that deep threat, right? That will open lanes for Hunt. That's my theory. Like I've been saying, I think they're a boomer bust because they're gonna go for the big play. They have the playmakers. They're gonna go for the big play. That can backfire on them in some games, right? So, saying that, I think they are probably gonna be a playoff team, not winning the division, but a playoff team. As you see, this division is tough. So I have them losing the first 2 games. The schedule makers didn't make it easy for them. They're going on the road to the Chargers, at the road to the Steelers. Then they come back, and then I think they're winning against the 49ers. Then I have them losing 3 in a row. Broncos at the Broncos. The Jaguars coming to Kansas City, but that defense. I don't think Mahomes is gonna do much against that defense. That defense is good. And then at the Patriots, it's the Patriots, right? Going to the Patriots, yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat the Patriots. Then they have a good little stretch, beating the Bengals, beating the Broncos, going to Cleveland, beating Cleveland, taking care of the Cardinals at home. So that's a good stretch. Then I have them losing to the Rams. Rams, another team that I think is going to be legit. And then after the bye, they should have a good little stretch beating the Raiders, beating the Ravens, beating the Chargers. Again, it's a Thursday night at Kansas City. Those are tough for the road team. That's why I lean to KC. Losing to Seattle at Seattle. It's hard to play in Seattle, and then it's gonna be a road game. Although that's a game that I can flip. I can see them beating Seattle. And then last but not least, the Raiders. They should beat the Raiders. So that gives them 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 8. 9 and 7. I think they're gonna be more 9-7 record. They're a little bit better than Denver in my opinion, but like I said, they're boom or bust. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the last team in the division, or they're the first team. It's probably the Enigma team, or one of the Enigma teams, that are the Kansas City Chiefs. Other than that game in Seattle, I don't see any other games that I can flip. They could lose against the Ravens. The Ravens are pretty good against new QBs, and they do a lot of things to confuse. So, but at that point, I would expect Pat Mahomes to be seasoned. So they should be that 9-7 record. They should be floating there. And the team that I have winning the division is Chargers. Chargers was that team that nobody wanted to play last year. They were legit defensively, offensively. They added James. I think that was a great draft pick. That guy's gonna be special. So I have them beating the Chiefs on the opener. Then they go into Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's gonna be that good. I think they regress. So I think they should beat Buffalo. First loss will be at the at the Rams. Rams are gonna be good. I don't think the Chargers will beat the Rams in that game. Then beating the 49ers, beating the Raiders, which is funny. Basically, they're 3 weeks in Oakland. Not Oakland, sorry, in California. LA, San Francisco, Oakland, right? Then, hear me out this. Because I talked to a lot of people and they were like, what? They're losing against the Browns? Yeah, this is why. The Browns have only won 1 game in 2 years. And it was against the Chargers. Chargers are very... For some reason, it's hard for them to play cross country. They're probably not going to be taking the Browns seriously. I don't see them be... Could be wrong, right? That's a game that I can flip. I can see them winning, but I'm giving the loss. I'm giving them the loss in that one. Then they go through a good stretch of beating Tennessee bye week. So after the bye, they should beat Seattle. Should be prepared. Should beat the Raiders. I think they're gonna beat the Broncos. I think they're gonna beat the Cardinals. The next loss I think is gonna be against Steelers. Cross country Steelers are a good team. I think that's a loss. They should beat the Bengals. The loss against the Chiefs, like I said in the when I was talking about the Chiefs record, it's a Thursday night at Arrowhead. It's hard for the road teams. It's just hard. The Thursday night is not meant for that road team. I think they're beating the Ravens at home. Ravens struggle every time they go to San Diego, or used to be San Diego, now LA. And I think they close the season with the Broncos beating the Broncos. I think this is one of the best teams in the AFC. I like it a lot. The defensive is good. Offensively, they're solid. They can run the ball. They have the wide receivers. They have the QB. They have defensive pass rush. They have the corner safeties. I think they're legit. I think they're winning the division. They're probably going to contend for the first or second spot in the AFC. So I like in the Chargers. I have them as a 12-4, but I can see them beating the Browns at 13-3. Other than that, I think that's pretty safe for their records. 13-3, 12-4 should be their records. So guys, there you have it. I have the Chargers winning the division. I have KC number 2, Broncos number 3, Raiders number 4. The Broncos can sneak in the playoffs. I don't think so, but they can sneak in the playoffs. As you saw in my previous video, I do have the Ravens going 9-7 as well. So, as for the records you have seen, those are the 2 playoffs or wild cards right now, KC and the Ravens. But yeah, I think this is gonna be the toughest division in the AFC. That's my opinion. You can comment below. You can tell me what you think. I'm gonna post a question on Twitter. You can tell me what you think on Twitter. I'm gonna probably put a poll in there. But yeah, if you like what you're hearing, guys, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at SCG Sports. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.